What is up, comic book fans? Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us on the Local Comic Podcast. This is a little bit of a public service announcement that what you're getting ready to watch does and will contain spoilers. We are talking about new releases. We are talking about books that have not been out very long, probably. And so, if you are reading any of these series that we're talking about, they'll be listed in the description below. And you do not want spoilers, if you're not caught up, just give us a pause, go read that book, and come back and hang out with us. Otherwise, buckle up and let's talk some comics. What is up, comic book fans? Thank you so much for coming back to the Local Comic Podcast. We are back yet again for episode number 16. We've done 16 of these bad boys so far, and it's been great. We've got some great feedback going, coming from you guys, some steady listeners, and just love to hear people are really enjoying the show. So keep doing that. Keep hitting that like button. Keep hitting that subscribe. Keep sharing it to all your friends and your family and everybody, even people you don't know, total strangers on the street. Let them know. They got to know. So that's all great. Thanks for coming to episode number 16. But let's get into what we're here to get into. But before we do anything else, I got to talk to my guy, my man, my ride or die, Mr. Phil, a.k.a. Rebel Recess. Happy WrestleMania week, my dude.
Woo! WrestleMania. You're excited, aren't you? What are you? But you know what? You're not excited. You're not. I don't see your jean jacket. I don't see the wait. Oh, okay. So we got a little something there. Okay. All right. No jean jacket had me worried. Like he's not.
It's too warm for a jean jacket, brother. That thing's Sherpa lined. I can't die for fashion.
You're in the house. Turn the AC on. And it would be appropriate for this cold issue. I'm good, man. This is a solo weekend with me and just the boys. Mommy's out of town for a party, so we've just been living it up.
Are you tired?
I am a little tired. Church wore me out today. It was Palm Sunday. I'm holding the baby. Baby sleep. You don't want to move too much, and it's a little extra. I go to the pad. It's just it was a lot. So I persevered. Lincoln was great. He was a good helper. But Daddy with two boys. One of them being not even a year old yet. We're going through it. But he's good. He's on a routine. He sticks with it. By 7 o'clock every night, it's just me and Lincoln, and we've just been playing video games. We're good.
So, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I guess we could probably go ahead and announce it since it is WrestleMania week. Some notable news here. Of something you may be enjoying here very soon. We have a confirmation that our co-host here, Mr. Phil, might be attending his first ever live wrestling event ever.
SmackDown. And all I can think about is how much I played those PlayStation SmackDown games and how great they were. And now I finally get to experience it live and in action.
It's it's great. I went to my first one in probably I think 20 years, or no, 25 years probably, a couple months ago, and found out that SmackDown was coming a little close by to us and really close to you, and
and I had no idea. That's what's crazy. I had no idea until you mentioned it.
Yep. So
my backyard.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. So yeah, we're gonna be. That's kind of apropos that it happens that we find out that we're gonna probably do this on.
See, and then I just mentioned your jean jacket. And I'm thinking of what should I wear. I just immediately picture in my head I could dress like Kane and just wear a tight red and black suit. That's the flames.
Kane is coming to our hometown in 2 weeks.
Well, look, maybe it's a sign. Maybe I just have to put on the mask. I'll get some fake hair.
He's wrestling at South in 2 weeks.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah.
That's a sign. Stay tuned for my SmackDown attire because it might get crazy. I'm gonna look like Bane when he loses the venom in whatever that one is.
Batman and Robin. Yeah,
small version of Kane in a suit.
Oh God, that'd be great. That'd be great. Oh man. So yeah, we got that's some exciting news on the wrestling front. On the comic front, did you get anything good this week, buddy?
Bro, I know I already told you a little bit. I felt so defeated going to the comic shop this week. First of all, I have my list of books I want to get, and then when they don't have them, my comic shop's kind of like they're a little low on some runs, I guess, so they don't get all the variants. I wanted the Hulk 24 variant, didn't have it. I got my Absolute Batman. I got my Jedi Knights number 2, which I got a gripe to pick with Jedi Knights or whatever. This at the Prime character. I've bought 3 books now in like the last month that keep saying this character's first appearance or what. Like, has he not appeared yet or not? Like, how come every time I get the book that says it's his first appearance, it's a
Yeah, I think
cameo
I think I
appearance,
think I think we had some cameos. We have some cover
cameo, a
appearances.
cover? Dude, when you showing up? Are you showing
Yeah,
up to Star Wars or are you not showing up? Like, which book is it going to be
the
finally?
greatest the
So
greatest character that never was.
it's crazy. So I got that book, but then there was, and I'm going to say his name wrong, Gio Russo, or I can't say his name. I bought a graphic novel from him before, met him before, got him to sign it. He came to our shop, and he had all these cool covers. There was like 20 covers, and they all connected. The characters running side by side, and I did not prepare for that. I wasn't aware that was the thing. And I was like, wow. And I started looking, and I got intimidated. I'm like, I don't know which one to get. Is there one I should get for more value? Should I just get one I like? There's like 20 of them, and I just said, I'm gonna pass. I don't want to whatever. And but everyone else was just snatching and grabbing, so I just felt like, what? I don't belong here. What am I? I'm missing something. Like I just felt,
I'm out of the loop.
yeah, I felt out of the loop. So, but that's what I got. I got Absolute Batman. I got the whatever, but I did get something else, Travis. Not a new release. So I did look at cover price, and I noticed the top 20 books. I was like, I don't have one of these books, and I was like, I should get it. And it was Brand New Day, which was number 1. So I was like, I should get that. But I'm still looking around, whatever. I'm like, wait, why don't I get Brand New Day? Price is a little high. Let me look at something else. So then my eyes caught the Amazing Spider-Man Free Comic Book Day 2007 first, Mr.
Okay.
Negative first jackpot. I found one for $20, Travis. And it looked clean, and it didn't have the local store for Free Comic Book Day on it.
Oh, not
So
stamped.
yeah, so that was the biggest thing. It was like $20. I'm taking it, and I took it. So now I'm waiting for it to come.
Oh, so we don't have an official condition
We
yet.
we're
We're still flying on
it's
on
20
on
bucks.
pictures.
So if it's jacked, it's jacked. But I took a risk. So I guess that was my way of getting past how bad I felt this week.
Yeah,
Um,
you went out and got a back issue, and I always
yeah.
feel like when you go and get a back issue that you won, I feel like that's always a little more satisfying than a new release.
So, but
Um,
I'm so worried when it comes. It's gonna look brand new day. It's
it
gonna be
was
bad new
it was
day. It's
like
gonna look so bad.
it was like that it was like those Sanctum books we bought, the Mignola
Yeah.
Batman books. I didn't have really good pictures of it. I was like, oh, it's a
No.
black cover, it may not come out good.
Well, and this one's a white cover, so like you can't the way they do the pictures. They know what they're doing. They know how to hide these little marks on there. So we'll see. But I'm excited to see for $20 the first appearance of Mr. Negative. I'll
That's
take it.
great. That's a deal. That's a deal. I saw your Helverine. We'll get into the top 10 in a little bit, but I
Oh
saw your
yeah,
Helverine. And
see,
that
look,
that hit
I'm
number 2 quick.
seeing how quickly I felt so bad about myself. That cover price just made me just feel so much better about myself
Uh,
after seeing the books on there.
and you would have all those books on your list to pick up if you just follow Left Arrows on Instagram.
That's great.
He's the man. He's the man.
Does all the
I
homework for you.
He does quite
Oh
literally.
yeah, why wouldn't you take it?
I actually got 2 back issues this week and no new releases other than Batman. I was like, I spent some money on some back issues recently. I probably need to just get the absolute essentials.
Them swamp things will catch up to you.
They do. The
Deal
Swamp
or
Things
no
weren't.
deal.
They didn't hurt me as bad this week. It was the dang Star Trek books that hurt me. But I did. We talked about it in the last episode. I did get those 2 signed Star Trek books. One of them came this week. Oddly enough, uh, I had multiple books coming from Canada this week. So shout out to my Canadian brethren.
Did the
Uh,
tariffs have anything to do with that?
oh God, I hope not. So that big one, the big money book that I bought. It hasn't had a shipping update in about 3 days.
Oh no, that's not
It's
good.
it's just gotten at midnight every night. It's just en route to the destination, en route to the destination, en route to I'm a little sick. I'm gonna be a little upset. So I'm just hoping that This isn't the time that, I was just hoping that it doesn't happen now to this book when it could have happened to every other book I bought previously.
Right.
This is the one that I want. So that one, I don't know. But I did get the other signed one, the Rene Aubergenois. My God, I butchered that again. Um, and it's in great shape. It's a little, it's definitely not it's not minty at all. It's got some love, but you know, it's in great shape. I'm happy with it. It instantly went into a frame. It's on the wall. I can't show it off, but yeah,
I did see it. It's great.
yeah. Then there's also this.
Oh no. Oh no.
I got to take it out because it's just not. The plastic just ruins
Still
it.
wrapped. He's got in the house. He's got a wrap still.
There
Oh
we
my
go.
gosh.
Number 8, 9.0.
9.0.
9.0. Got it for a
Ah,
very.
those covers are so nice. That's just, I mean, that's just
the only
a
reason I'm
classic
buying.
great cover, man.
I
They're
just love. I love anything to do with Bernie Wrightson. He is in my like. They just don't make artists like him anymore. And he is the artist to my all-time favorite Batman story. That's what made me actually start loving Bernie Wrightson in the first place. I when I first got into comics, I didn't know a lot about Bernie. And came across a random Batman story one time, and I think my wife bought it at a shop. It was a 4-issue series, and it was lumped together. They're like selling all 4 issues for whatever, right? And so I was like, I'm gonna read this, and so I read it, and I got done reading it, and I said, oh my God, that's the best Batman story I've ever read. And it probably isn't everybody else's best Batman story, but man, it's legitimately like, if I really had to sit down there and pick it apart, it might not be number one, but it's top 3.
Have you read it recently?
No.
Go back and read it and tell me if you still think the same.
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah.
But it's called The Cult. If you've never read it, you should read it. Batman the Cult. It's Bernie Wrightson, that beautiful cover art there. One of the creators of Swamp Thing, and writing duties completed by Jim Starlin. So,
there you
yeah.
go.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Was very fortunate to actually meet both of them at the same convention before Bernie passed several years ago. And so my wife's issue 1 of that series is actually signed by both of them, and it's like a little treasure we have in the house here. So it's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah. So trying to get all those covers. I think I'm down. I think I got 10 total to get, and I think I'm down to the last 5. And
we're halfway there.
Yeah, at least I got the most expensive one out of the way right now, and that was number 1. So that one was gone. I took care of that a couple months ago. So, but yeah, so that came. Excited. Going to continue the search here, but hopefully we'll have it done very soon.
By the end of the summer.
Ooh. We'll see.
That gives you over 12 weeks.
12 weeks. That means I have to get
a book every 2.5 weeks.
Every 2.5 weeks. I think I can maybe do that if I can find some more deals.
Yeah. Oh, you'll find them.
Do we think I can find some more deals?
Summer sales are gonna be. Yeah, they're gonna be letting them go.
Have I ever gotten good deals?
Have you ever not gotten a good deal?
Probably when I buy books at conventions, I don't get good deals typically. No. Just depends on how bad you want to sell it. All right. So yeah. But anyway, that was my week. So yeah, just gearing up for the WrestleMania party on Saturday. Gonna have a little shindig at the brother's house. Gonna do some food and some craziness there. So that'll be a good time. Yeah. So we are quickly approaching, and I can't wait. So yeah, let's talk about some.
Let's get it.
Books. So, before we go any further, let's get into the rundown. It worked this week. This is a good omen, I hope. Until we find out I downloaded the wrong episode slots. All right, let's hope it's absolute Batman number 7, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we have this week. And it is the beginning of Absolute Zero Part 1. I actually chose to go with a screen instead of a cover this week. I do love the cover, but we've already shown the cover on the show. So I took a little panel. And I liked this. I liked this panel and everything. I thought it was neat. But we do get a short Absolute Zero arc, and it's getting started with a little bit of a guest artist spot, and a little more Bruce FaceTime than we've gotten in recent issues. But for anybody that knows, this ain't my book to talk about, so I ain't gonna talk about it for a little bit, and I'm gonna hand it over to the homie and let you tell me what you thought.
Well,
the first appearance of
I
Absolute
like
Mr.
this.
Freeze.
I like this picture that the panel you posted or whatever. I don't want to crap on it. We're not crapping, but I was not a fan of the art this week. But I do say I do like the parts like this, where you don't see anyone's face. So I don't know what does that mean, because there's a lot of panels like it's like this, or like they're blacked out, or like you see the character, like I think the Riddler has like a question mark, like you just see the whatever. I do like that part of the art, but then when it's like in the daylight or whatever, I was not a fan. It wasn't for
Yep.
me. Not
Yeah,
my style.
Marcos Martin is the guest artist here. I don't believe I don't believe this is a permanent. I think it's maybe be a two issue guest appearance. You might be interested to know that there is a 1 in 50 variant of this book, and it's Charlie Adler from Walking Dead.
Really?
Yeah,
I wonder what that one looks like.
expensive.
Yeah.
The 1 in 50 is probably
Well,
going
no,
to be
it's not
pricey.
expensive, but my man Charlie, maybe he'll give me a deal on his own.
Yep. So anyway, yeah, but no, yeah, Marcos Martin, the guest artist here, and I'll let you run away with it here, but
Yeah,
it's
so
50,
let's.
it's $50. I just found it. It's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
sweet. I'll send it to
Well,
you.
okay. Well, let's get started. We get a little prologue. We're in the Tanzania, whatever you want to call it. This little Jeep ride. People's going on. There's these cool little birds at the top. I don't know what birds they are. I'm not a zoologist, but one of the eyes looks like a human eye, and I think that was the point because it translates to the bottom of that page. In the prologue, Dad's driving. They're talking about let's get to this glacier. So much stuff in there. Obviously, ice stuff. And then you see the kid's name's Victor, and then you see his eyes are irritated or whatever. And it kind of matches the bird. I don't know if it's tied to the bird or not, but they look very similar to me. And that was basically the prologue, and then we jump right back into where, what we got? We got the crew, Riddler, the Penguin, Killer Croc, and who's the other one? Is Harvey with him? I don't know.
I believe so.
Harvey's with them. So they're in the alley, and there's like a memorial, like the little candles and the flower or something. They're talking about Matches Malone, that's something like that. That's his name. Apparently he's just passed for some reason. We don't know. But they're there to honor him. They're talking about the game they used to play. It's how he got the name Matches, where he was in. We don't really know much at the point. But they're just talking about it, talking about how he's had some troubles in the past. There was a little Blackgate reference. And things like that. And then by the end of this, Bruce shows up to them. Is like, hey, I think they were asking, has anyone seen him recently? Bruce shows up and said it was me. And again, like kind of like that panel we just saw, everything's blacked out, but you can see that Bruce has something on his arm or whatever, clearly from healing up from the last issue of everything went down with I'm ready
Party animals.
Part of the party animals, blackface, whatever. Not blackface. What is his name?
Black Mask.
Black mask, yeah, it's a face, but it's black. So that's kind of like leads you into the next thing. The next page is what talks about. We just had all these things happen about Black Mask and how he turned the city upside down. Everyone had the weapons, the party animals, all that type of stuff, whatever. And then Bruce is just walking through the street or on a bridge or something, and he's talking about how the city's under curfew now. They're trying to keep everyone in check. It's kind of like calm or whatever, but he thinks there's some bigger things in play here. So everything's cool, but he's like, wait, there's probably still something going on. He's talking about Arkham and how it's tied to some different stuff. And then we learn kind of who Matches Malone is, because this was like a week later or something, a week before. Bruce is meeting up with Matches because Matches, excuse me, is supposed to give him some work papers so he can get into Arkham. So this is like after he's finished with the party animals, he's moving on to his next play. We got to get to Arkham. So he wants to get in, work, but then Matches tells him, "Hey, man, I got you the papers, but I also did something else. I've actually been working there, and I know you didn't want me to work there, but I've been working there. I've gotten in the crew. This place is already up and running. They've already been putting people in there. It's I guess that's not what we didn't think it was open. I guess that's a shock to him. Um, and saying it's different than all the other places, basically. And then they're having the conversation, and by the end of the conversation, um, I don't know. I didn't know at the time what had happened, but then Match's face just pops, or I don't know. He's got holes in it, and then he collapses. His phone's laying on the ground. Um, Bruce runs away. It I don't know. We don't know what happened yet. So we're figuring out, and then it goes back to the alley where they're doing the little memorial at or whatever. Um, and then Bruce is telling them that brought the police report about Matches, how he died. He's like, it's wrong. He had a phone on him. Maybe it was a biological weapon of some sort. Um, and that's so apparently the phone is what killed Matches in that moment. And then obviously they want to move on because they just recently found out as well that Bruce was Batman. So they're wanting answers like, how long have you been Batman? Type deal. What's going on here? And Bruce is like, nah, I ain't got time to talk about it. I gotta go do something else, which is weird. Bruce has got time, wants to go do other stuff, but then he shows up in his alley anyways. Like, if you got stuff to do, Bruce, go do it. So whatever.
I
So he's trying.
I I did love Ozzy's line. It
Well,
said uh uh we thought you were dead. You were diving out of my plane dressed like fucking
not
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. Yeah, that was good. That is good. So yeah, so they're having that little banter. It's like, I gotta get out of here, whatever. So now he wants to I get the next thing he's going to he wants to infiltrate our camp. But now because of the curfews and stuff like that, they have all the police officer out. The Guilford is a G. Gotham City Police Department wants to I don't know if they want to catch Batman, but they have like these drones going, so I think it's just for the safety in general. But obviously they see Batman, so they send the drones after him or whatever. Um, he there's a part where it's like a little Easter egg. I can't remember. I think I don't know how he got this information. You may remember, but he found a list. I think Mitch Matches had or whatever, and it had a list of it had names on it, researchers, and one of the names was Langstrom, which is Kirk Langstrom, also known as Man Bat. Then there was also Isley, Pamela Isley, which is Ivy, and then it had Strange, Hugo Strange, but then it had Freeze, whatever. Freeze was on the list, and then so the only connection was Freeze because they had V Core, which is connected to the city in some way, whatever. So that was like his whatever jumping off point to what he's looking for. But it was funny because the other three names I just said are like Easter eggs. Now will they show up soon? I don't know. They set them, so that's kind of cool. So we know Freeze, we know Victor in the prologue. We already know this is about Mr. Freeze, so we know where it's headed, type deal. And then while he's in the city, he's trying to get away. The drones find him, or the police officers. They send us stuff after him, the Gotham City Police Department, and then he gets a message from Pennyworth, which is weird. We're kind of getting like a little bit. Nah, I won't say too much, but Alfred's like in a suit, so you're kind of getting that classic Alfred. He's not in
Yeah,
like his
he's
tactical
in
stuff.
London. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in London. He's left. He's in a suit. One of the little pictures. And I guess he tasked Alfred with finding out what killed Matches, and he said it was a bacterium. Um, but they don't know where it's been created or anything really about it. They just know it's a bacterium, so it's completely off the books. Doesn't know anything. Then we get a cool little shot I thought was cool. Batman he's still trying to escape these the drones. He's just flying through the city. The people are like, "Hey, it's Batman." He's like under a train rail. I thought it was a cool shot. And then he gets the V Core. Um, and then it goes back to the alley. And then they're still hounding Bruce. How long have you been Batman? And then he's like, it has nothing to do with you guys. But then, like, they say the part like, well, you studied with me, you fought with me. It's like you used us to become Batman. All the skills that you have were skills that we gave you. So they're kind of upset. It comes back to Matches, and I think there's a little picture of like Matches in their group. I don't know if that was in the previous picture we saw before. We never even
Yeah, I don't
if
remember.
we
I need to go
looked
back and
over
look.
it because we've known everyone in the picture, but I don't even remember seeing him. But there's like a little picture of them. And then Bruce is getting like, get out of my way. I gotta go. And then we get to V Core. We're back to where I guess where Bruce or no, are we? I get confused because he was flying the V Core as Batman. Then we see him as Bruce. Did he just change his suits?
Yeah,
Or was that
he
right?
said he left Batman in the
Okay.
pipes. Yeah.
And then he walks in his room and it's just frozen animals. There's like the woolly mammoth. There's like a beetle of some sort. Um, they're all frozen in ice. He can see him. He's pretending to be the worker, and then someone walks in and like is oblivious to what's going on here, or appears to be that case. And Bruce is just like, "I'm here. I'm Pennyworth." He changed his name. Just coming to check some stuff out. How this the power. It's about the power, whatever. And then, but the guy starts talking like way too much and starts talking about all these specimens, how they were collected, and how it's hard to move ice. And then Bruce mentions, does Victor and Nora still work here, which is Victor Nor Freeze. Um, and the kid's like, not really, or they kind of do, or whatever. And he opens up a door or a panel, and then you see both of them frozen side by side, which is not usually the case. We usually see Nora as the one frozen, but we see both of them frozen here. And so Bruce is like, I mean, I would be kind of creeped out by that. And but the kid says, I'm Victor Jr. and these are my parents, and they're frozen because we want to cure them, and just like they cured me. So back to the prologue, he had the eye issue. We knew he had something going on. This where he tells the story where he had a condition or whatever. So his parents froze him. His parents froze him, but the ice wasn't so pleasant, and I could feel all the pains and the movement and stuff like that. And while Bruce is like looking the other way while he's talking, he's like trying to do what he's trying to do. You see standing behind Bruce, Victor Jr. standing there, and then you get a little shot of a hand. His hand's like changed, it's like turned a different color. Um, and he still got his back turned to him. The hand changes, then the face changes, and then we get a shot of the eyes just staring at you, those little eyes again. There's a bunch of eyes in this. And then he just point blank just fully evolves into this thing, and how the ice changed him basically. And he grabs Batman by the or Bruce by the face and says, "Now to the land of ice we go," which is kind of like a tie back to what his dad was saying in the prologue, the land of ice. So Victor Jr. was frozen. Something in the freeze, whatever. Maybe his condition came out, and now he can be normal, but then he can change to this being, and now he's about to mess Bruce up, and that's where it ends. We don't know what's next. We just got all the point stuff of this is our new Mister Freeze, which is not the traditional one. It's the sun, and that's where we're at.
Nice.
Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns.
Uh, I kind of wish we were getting more than two.
2 was short, and we already said this beforehand. 2 was really short. They gave them to us at the end, and then now I guess we're gonna. It reminds me of and because I've been playing Arkham, it reminds me of Scarecrow shows up. You do a little side Scarecrow mission, and then you
Yeah,
move on. I feel
yeah,
like that's what this is.
I
Um,
remember. Yeah,
he may come back as a nut because you fight Scarecrow many times in the movie. I mean the book. I mean the game. I can't even talk. Um, but yeah, it's very short. It's cool. I like the concept of this new freeze, but yeah.
yeah. So I think as excited as I was for the new Mister Freeze, and it was great. It was a good kind of. I like the take. I like the I like the ability, the transformation ability. I think, I think we've spent so many years. I think we talked about this in the last time we talked about Batman. We've spent so many years, and this is partly, I think in due sort of to the way Christopher Nolan shot his trilogy. We've been very grounded with Batman, at least in the more mainstream, where Batman needs to feel like it could actually happen. You know what I mean? And I don't think that we're trying to do that right now. I think we're trying to just we're leaning into the weird.
Well, I don't mind the weird, and I think maybe that's why I'm kind of. I don't want to say I'm bummed by this issue. I think it's good. It's not the top. It's not one of the best, but again, because I talk about that, and we talk about the comic cover coming up free. Like I don't know. I think I don't know for what reason I picture, and maybe that's going to be the case. He was like you said, he grabbed his hand, face, and said "Land of Ice." I picture like a haunting, like couple of issues. Like I don't know why I picture this, but I picture like Bruce running through the woods and this creature is after him
Yeah.
while it's snowing, like just something a little different. and this kind of isn't quite that yet. If it was, I mean,
Yeah,
it's not that.
yeah. I don't know. It may have to do with um and again, I'm not banging on the art style, but it might have something to do with the art style too. Um, uh,
Is he doing the
I'm
art for the next issue? You probably said
probably,
that. Okay.
probably, yeah. And it's good. Like again, I think in the right situation, I think it would really flourish. But I feel like um, I feel like you might be able to get more out of it. Um, if maybe they had gone a different direction there. But it's not to say that it's bad by any stretch. It's perfectly fine. That would just be my biggest drawback because, like I said, there are some panels on here that are really 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 great, and um, I think aside from our new Mister Freeze, I think probably the most notable development here is that Bruce is really severing the ties. It seems like
Well, I
his
think that
friends are
was
pissed.
well, yes, I
um,
think that was more the issue than the free stuff was because I
yeah.
kept going back to that alley, and again, like I made the joke, like, why is he even there? You don't even want to be there. But it is almost like he's saying goodbye. But I don't believe it. Like I don't think he's actually saying goodbye. I don't believe it. I don't believe that
Well,
he.
you could certainly see now opening up doors
Well, I could certainly see how they
to
would
hard
be
feelings.
upset when
Yeah.
now they create the Super League.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I thought that was a pretty big development for this issue. Was that his friends are really pissed off, and he's either going to have to mend that or he's going to drive a far enough wedge between them. I believe that we might get some of the more traditional, um, good guy, bad guy. Uh, but it will change the dynamic too, right? I mean, because these guys, they might have a personal vendetta against Batman, but in the standard continuity, but in this continuity, they don't care about Batman. They're angry at their friend.
yeah, they're angry at Bruce.
It's very personal. So yeah, overall, I thought it was pretty good. The storytelling is always good. Um, and I like the idea. Excuse me. I like the idea of the transformation ability. Like I said, I think that's a neat wrinkle. If it is controllable, we don't even know if it's
Yeah,
controllable.
we don't. Well, and then in that moment though too, where why is does he know Bruce is not who he says he is? You know what I mean? Like what
Right.
he turned like what he did this if a normal actual guy working there to do what he was saying he's going to do, would he be doing that? So I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Right. So I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be interesting. I did like the listing of the names of people that are involved at Arkham.
Right. So I love an Easter egg.
Yep. Yep. So we got some good stuff. Um, I thought we were supposed to get some Joker here. Um,
I
did
saw
we
something
miss
that's
something?
they just meant so I would breeze over it, but they did not Joker himself, but they did say he did say stuff was being funneled through the JK, which obviously means Joker for the Arkham, I guess. I mean, that was the only Joker reference, but no Joker. Um, yeah, no Joker.
Yeah, if it was, I missed it. I didn't. I don't remember seeing it.
Um,
Maybe it was issue 8. Maybe that was when we were supposed to get it. Was issue 8? I'm not sure. But yeah, overall, pretty good issue. I think uh, probably not my favorite of the series so
I'm
far.
just saying my least favorite of the
Yeah.
series. There's no action other than the one part I said where he's going through the city as Batman, which I thought was cool. Couple panels.
Some
They
good.
slowed it down. They just slowed everything down.
Yeah, it's some good banter. I did enjoy the talk between Bruce and Alfred and Alfred saying, God, there's a lot of noise. What's going on? It's the radio. I need the info now, Pennyworth.
Right.
And he said, he's like, all right, well, I'm gonna let you go. Just man, turn that radio down. It cannot be good for your ears. He goes, yeah, whatever you need. I'll be sure to. He goes, all right, we'll get better soon. Also, Bruce, I know you don't have a radio, so I'm getting off the phone now. And I love. I
Well,
just love that
I do
sass.
like they're still in contact with each other. So like I said, that traditional Alfred, like he had the suit on.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
something I think can definitely carry and they're going to use rather than
yeah,
him being what he was in the first arc.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So, good issue. Good issue. I'm really hoping for maybe a little foot on the gas moment for the next one. It's a short arc. You're gonna have to do something. And maybe that's the point. Maybe we're not really focusing on Freeze. Maybe Freeze is just a. But I kind of hate the idea of this Freeze being a throwaway arc. I just
Well, and that's what like I said, the Scarecrow. Maybe it's just for these 2 issues, and then
it
something
comes back
comes
up
back.
later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I hope the same. Yeah, I agree. I don't want it to
Yeah.
be like why could I don't know. We
Well,
know it was 2, so we should expect it was gonna be short. But like again, just that picture and how cool he looked. Like I just expected like Gotham is frozen over and this thing is haunting people because he's so scary looking. Like I don't know. I
what
was
I
just
will
all into the
say,
design.
this is interesting, and I don't know if you remember this, but in Snyder's run during in 2011 during the New 52, he did the Court of Owls, Night of Owls. Then we had the little mini break there, where it's like a couple issues, single issues. A Clayface, that was a little Clayface something going on there. And then we went into Death of the Family, and then Zero Year. But the first annual of um, his New 52 run in 2011 was a one-shot Mr. Freeze book. It was a
Yeah.
supersized annual one-shot Mr. Freeze based book, and so maybe it's just his thing. Maybe he likes to throw out the little mini Mr. Freeze stories. It's kind of a cool callback to that, maybe. But yeah, it was, like I said, it was enjoyable. It was good. Wasn't the best issue of the series by far. But some good developments as far as Bruce and his friends. We did talk about this a little bit on the last time we were talking about Batman, on how this was going to affect his relationship with his friends, because they were obviously not happy, but you don't really know how unhappy they are, and then obviously they're pissed. So will be interesting to see how that goes, I think. So yeah. Anything else on this issue?
No. Uh Pretty much we've said everything.
Yep. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Kind of just feel like we just got to wait till the next one just to see where this goes, because it was not much to chew
Do you
on.
think it's gonna be a mental thing? Like, cause I keep saying Scarecrow, but like when he grabs his face, let's go to the land of ice. You think it's like he's taking him, like you know what I mean? Like it's
It
not gonna
could be.
be
It could be. It could be a psychological thing. You know what I
right,
mean? And if it is a psychological thing, I think that sets up for a single issue way better.
right,
Personally, like, I think you can smash a psychological thing into a single issue, because I feel like if you stretch something out like that for too long, it just doesn't have the same effect. Like, it just kind of is weird. um but I think if you're like smashing it into like a small, like, little arc like this, I think that could work. I think that's a really interesting idea, and I think, you know would be an interesting way to go about it, for sure. But alrighty, well, we don't have a lot today as far as news, but we are going to cover the release schedule like we always do, and I picked a couple of good ones to
see
put up
that
today.
thing, man. That's
Yeah.
just so. That's not what we just saw, is it? Like it was more. That's more than what we saw,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah,
so,
it
there's still
was.
more evolution to it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get a little more, and with a cover like this,
It's so cool.
we got to have something, right?
Yeah,
But so let's go through the upcoming release schedule. Obviously, Absolute Batman 7 came out this past week. So we're going to go right into Absolute Flash number 2. Will come out next week, or this week, actually.
this week.
This week. On the 16th of April, and will come out alongside New Gods number 5. So if you're keeping up with New Gods, go ahead and grab that one as well. Absolute Wonder Woman number 7 will hit on the 23rd alongside Absolute Martian Manhunter, and that will be Phil's double duty week. And then in between, we do get Free Comic Book Day 2025 All In Absolute Special, as well as the Summer of Superman, that is going to be a dual issue. So we're going to get the Absolute portion of it, and we'll also be getting a little bit of the new Superman series coming up from Dan Slott. So that's going to be pretty interesting as well. We also, on the 7th, a couple days after that, we'll get Superman and Green Lantern. So that's my double duty week. And then rolling right into the next issue of Absolute Batman number 8. And that will be on the 14th of May. I have picked 2 awesome covers from the upcoming issues, and one is this awesome Absolute Batman number 8, cover A. This is going to be the one. This is the one we've all seen, the one we all went gaga over. And I hope we get a pretty decent payoff in this issue. And I just love this Absolute Green Lantern number 2. This is the cover B. for issue number 2 coming out on the 7th. This is great. This is really good. I don't know. It's very striking. Very good stuff. The Green Lantern covers have all been really good. Yeah. I also did see an article this week that was ranking all of the Absolute series premieres. So I guess they're
Mhm.
ranking the issue ones.
Right.
And I had some thoughts. So maybe we'll get into that next episode. I had some thoughts. It was from I think CBR posted it, and
Was
I
this
had
them or like fan voted? Like what was it?
it was them.
Oh, okay.
It was them. So I don't know.
They
It's
clearly had Green Lantern last.
they did, they did, they did. But the opinion behind it, I didn't love.
Mm.
And then they had Absolute Superman next to last. So I need to find out for sure if we're just talking about the issue one or if we're talking about the series as a whole. Which I think it's a little early to make a list.
Yeah, it has to
You know,
be
it has to
issue
be the
one.
issue one. Yeah. And so anyway. But anyway, so yeah, so that's the upcoming release schedule. That's all we have. Anything you're looking towards on
I
this?
mean, I'm excited for the next Flash book for you to dive into that one for us, and then I'm queuing up a New Gods, and then my double duty, Wonder Woman. See what happens next with Hades, and then Martian Manhunter. Can we figure anything out? Because we
Yeah.
don't know anything.
Martian Manhunter, we're just gonna strap in and go.
So,
There's nothing we can do. Just
yeah.
we're on that wild acid trip together. There's not really
Uh,
any control over that one.
so,
Um, yeah.
and then we got free comic book day just in general that day. I love that day.
That's going to be a
So
big one. There's some good free comic book day stuff coming out this year. I do want to pick up that Post Malone free comic book day book that's coming out. I think it might be a pretty interesting one to grab if you go and if you're able to get a hold of one. So,
I'll add it to
um,
the list.
yeah, he's got a comic book coming out and just feels like the kind of thing that might pop. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, so that's the upcoming release schedule. That Free Comic Book Day book is important. It is going to be setting up, I believe, the first major crossover of the Absolute Universe. Don't know where that's going to be. Probably Flash and Superman, but we will see. I would love a race. Can we get a race? Just like a let's
Already?
let's just get one right out of the gate. But yeah. So that's all we've got there. So let's move on to the news. And let me get to where I need to go. Hey. All right. So we don't have much news today. We actually have very little news. One slide, and it's just to talk about this week's cover price top 10 and runner up list. And while we've had some runner up appearances, we got a big jump this week. DC All In Special number 1 is back, and it is back in a big way, coming up to I put number 4. It's number 3 on the cover price top 10. Typo again. I gotta proofread. But yeah, DC All In Special hits number 3 on the cover price top 10 this week. We had a slab 9.8 of DC All In Special go for 169.99 this week.
I know one of mine's got to be a 9.8.
Oh yeah. Oh
And that
yeah. So
signed is a 9.8. How about that?
yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. That the signed one I brought you was the mintiest one.
Travis, like I
So
said, these things, and they've popped back up again, and they're at cover price in the store. I don't get it, so I buy them, and then I don't know when to stop buying them. How many am I gonna have before I stop buying them? But I mean, when they pop up on here, why would I stop buying them?
well, they're the literal first appearance of the
I
Absolute
don't,
Trinity. I
yeah,
don't
I don't get how they're in the store cover price when I see them. I don't get it. I don't understand it because like Absolute Batman 1 wasn't at cover price when it was in there.
no
They marked that
no
bad boy up.
quick once it started selling like hotcakes. But just let this be a lesson and let it be a reward to people who are paying attention to these sales to go in and take
Uh,
this back stock off of these people's hands and sit on them for a little bit and maybe send a couple off to get graded and make yourself some quick cash. I'm not saying you will. I'm not saying you're guaranteed to, but the book
I'm
is still selling.
I'm saving. 50 years from now, they're gonna be a gold mine.
Yeah, the book is still selling, and it even says
Right.
fans are flocking to each new Absolute title and backtracking to snag the ones that they've missed. And 22 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 42%, with a high sell of $170 for a CGC 9.8 and a current raw near mint fair market value of $16.
Yeah, Brock, you should pick up 4 of those for that. That's crazy. I don't know. I'm gonna go back and buy more.
Yep. Yep. You should.
I
There's
don't
no
get
reason
it.
not to. There's just not. I mean, if you get 2 near mints out of 4 issues, you're cooking. Right? You know what I mean? So just grab them. If they're there, pick them up. I mean, I know some
Yeah.
of these smaller shops, I mean, they got so many of them, they're just trying to get rid of them. I
Maybe
get that.
that's it. Because last time I grabbed it was like 5. I grabbed 1. I went back. It was like 4, 3. I'm like, is this really the original 5 that were here? Or is he just putting a little bit up at a time? Am I the
Yeah.
only one buying them at a time?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know, but still selling really well. Most common sales value for a 9.8 is $100, around $100. Now that 170, that's a big number for this book. But your average is about $100. If to get it graded, it's probably only $20, $25. I don't remember what CGC's prices are now, but
Wait 6 months to get it back.
yeah, you can wait a bit. You can wait a bit. Might be bananaed like this.
Yeah.
I keep telling everybody that people keep having me on when they're talking trash about CGC, and I'm never going to be able to send anything to CGC again because it just sounds like all I do is dog them. I don't have anything against CGC.
I saw someone post a picture of a PSA 10 Pokemon card. I think it was PSA 10, but the grader's eyelash fell and they didn't remove it. And there's an eyelash right in the middle of the card, and it's like an open space, so you see it just point blank.
Oh, they should be able to send that back in and get the same grade.
Right, that'd be it's a 10. I don't want to, if it was something else, whatever.
That's tough. I mean, it's a whole different thing if you're taking it out to if you're taking let's talk about comic books, but if you take a comic book out to press it and clean it and get an increased grade, then you're obviously taking a risk by going in there and taking that book out of the capsule, but it's worth it if you can get a couple points if it's a valuable book. I mean, for you clean and pressed your 251, and that was 100% worth it.
That was $100.
Well, yeah,
but yes, it was worth it. I think I paid $120.
Yeah,
it definitely went up in.
But you only did one book,
value.
Right?
Yeah, only did one book.
Right, and so if you only do one book, you're paying for the shipping, you're paying for the clean and press, all of that stuff, and yeah, you're investing a little bit into that book. But a book like Batman 251 that would probably, because they had those kind of dirty white areas on the front that could have easily cleaned up. It was just one of those things where you're like, I'm adding $100 to this book by doing this.
Right.
Not that you're gonna sell that book.
No, unless I hit really hard times.
I think there's a lot of stuff back there that would go before that 251. I'm sure.
Hold on to.
Oh man. So anyway, yeah. So that did hit number 3. If you see it on the shelf and it's cover price, just buy it. Just buy the book.
And read it.
Read it. It's great. Yeah, read it in whatever order you want to read it in. Did you have anything else on here?
Like I said, I almost bought the Brand New Day, but instead I went with that.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man new comic book, free comic book day. Then I have the Helverine number 2.
Slab of that just hit $53.99.
Yeah, look at me. They didn't have that at my shop. I had to order that.
It's been out a grand total of what, 4 days, or it's been out a week or something like that. Oh my god.
And that's just his cover appearance. We got his first appearance coming up soon, so that book will be hot. And then I think that was it. I don't have the Virgin cover of that Galactus one we got.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah,
but I want to get that Dark Knight.
Yeah, that was a weird one to see pop up, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't get it, but it's still kind of cheap. I might go back and find me one.
It's not a first appearance. It's just the most notable appearance, I guess.
The cover's great.
The cover is
my
great.
reason for it.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody was buying Batman: The Dark Knight. I mean, it was issue 3. Maybe you might have had somebody on board for 3 issues.
Not
I bought
me.
issue 1.
You know me. I stop at 2, baby.
Yeah,
I want 2, and I forget to get 3.
I don't care. First appearance of Null be damned.
So dumb. What was happening in my life?
Oh man, it's so funny. Yeah, so right now I think all I've got up here is the all-in special. I really like these Daredevil covers, and they're covers that I'm like putting on my to get list. Oh, I think I have that Avengers too. That is it, New Avengers
The
or whatever.
Doom.
Yeah, I think I've got
Yeah,
that
you
one.
have to have that.
But I'm putting these Daredevils on my list. Um, but I'm not buying them now. I'm not.
No,
They'll go
no,
down. They'll go down.
no, no, no. The
No.
only reason I wanted the brand new day, like I said, price is a little inflated. They're still not crazy. But and I just was taking a look and I just happened to come across that
Yep.
Spider-Man one. Like this is not the time to buy books that are like, what's the word? What's the word, Travis? You're thinking like spec book. This is not the time when they're up because they're up, and
Yeah.
then after the movie
No.
comes out, they're gonna dip. Like so,
Yeah,
just
I
be
am, I
patient.
am, I am, I am the king of getting caught in. I think I call I was on it was either the Cover Press show in the comment section or something, but I said I'm a FOMO ho. I am 100% a FOMO ho. Like that's,
Yeah.
I can't help myself, but I am going to be able to help myself on Daredevil. I almost fell victim, and then I was like, nope, I'm not doing it. I am caught up on Daredevil. I got
And
one more
like
episode to watch.
Invincible books, like now they're high. Just
Nope.
wait.
Yeah, you just need to wait.
Buy some.
I almost got sucked into buying Invincible too last
See,
last season, um, and I managed to only buy a couple variants of issue 100, which I still have. I never offloaded, but I was like, I can't go down this rabbit hole. They're too expensive. I can't do it. And so I just kept my issue 100s that I bought because it was a nice little set I got for $20, and I'll flip them all for $20 a piece whenever season 4 comes out because that should be right about that time that issue hits the screen. So should be good. I do have that Spider-Man McFarlane down there at number 20 as well though. I've got that one for sure. Um,
yeah, I think I had that as a kid,
yeah, I picked one up
but I
when
don't
I
have it anymore.
started. When I started selling books, I really got into. I started buying up some McFarlane Spider-Man stuff because I was like, I
It
wasn't sure if I wanted to.
sells.
Yeah, it sells. I wasn't sure if I wanted to flip it, and then I ended up keeping a lot of it because I'm a moron. And and so yeah, I think I've still got that one laying around here somewhere. So yeah, but hey, that's it. That's all we got. That's the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we got Batman, we got DC on special still up there. What else did we talk about? We got WrestleMania this week. We got SmackDown in a few weeks. I
That'll
think we
be
covered
fun.
everything, Travis.
I think we did. I think we did. The only thing left to cover is
Your wall and books.
my wall.
Yeah, the only
Yeah,
thing
I
left
need
to
to. I do.
cover. You
I
need to
do. I do need to cover my wall
physically
and books.
cover it in books.
Yeah. Yep. I'm trying to limit the Star Trek wall over here, and nobody can see it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm trying to limit that to signed Star Trek books. I don't know that I can though. I'm gonna have to start adding more, but I'm gonna try to keep it with just Star Trek books on that little section. I have some really great covers, so um, maybe fill those in. But I need to get that Green Lantern cover, and I need to get that Wharf.
You know what's funny? That Green Lantern book, if they still have it, they don't have it on the shelf at the store.
That's whack.
They must have it like off if it's an eBay. Well, but no, because if I've bought stuff there before, they're like, make sure we take it off eBay. So I don't know what the scoop is.
You should go ask them.
I should, because I didn't see it on the wall, and if it was, I was gonna ask, like,
Hey,
I was gonna
hey.
see what I could say, see what I could
Or you,
get.
or you could say, why don't you respond to your eBay offers?
Well, hey, every $100 I spend in there, I get $10 off. So if we just do that over and over and over again, if it's still there, we probably gonna get it for free at some
We
point.
put it on layaway. You just
Yeah,
gotta spend a whole bunch of money to get
yeah,
it.
just we'll get it.
Oh God. Yeah. So yeah, we found out that one of my Grail books, that's a really hard book to find, is a Star Trek Green Lantern
It's a
retailer.
really
So
cool cover.
it's one of the
Like it's
best.
really cool.
We actually found out it's at one of Phil's local shops down the street. I found it on eBay, and I was like, "Look where this is," and he was like, "That is 10 minutes from the house." And so yeah, we may have to see what we can do there. But yeah, so I'm looking for that one. I'm looking for the Wharf Wants You, the Uncle Sam Wharf cover. So looking for that one as well. But
Hey,
anyway,
viewers, listeners, if you got these books, hook us up.
give
Let
me a
us know.
shout. Give me a shout,
No
because
problem.
I'm dumb enough to pay some money for them. So
I got some holes on my wall I gotta fill. So
Heck yeah. All right. Well, hey guys, I hope everybody has a great week. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for hanging out with us. We will be back again next week, as we always are, talking about probably Absolute Flash. And yeah, it should be a good time. So Anything else from you, my man?
That's it.
All right, everybody have a good night. We will holler, or a good week, good night, whatever. We'll holler at you next week. Peace out.
Later.